morning. Hot mess. So I am on my way to co-working, an in-person co-working session in Atlanta. You may be seeing me in a little bit if you RSVP'd, but while I am on my way there, I wanted to give you guys an update on my raw vegan cleanse journey. So I'm doing a 10-day raw vegan cleanse. You probably have seen me post about it on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. I literally record one reel and it gets shared everywhere. So if you've seen it in one of those few places, I am still going strong on the raw vegan cleanse. Now, what is shocking me about this is that it's actually not hard. Now, when I say not hard, consider that I am the laziest raw vegan ever. Like, I'm not doing those recipes that have 5 ingredients and I got to use a blender and a food processor and a dehydrator and this over here. Like, I'm not doing that. Whole Foods, raw vegan. Grab an apple, chop up a one of my favorite things has been the past couple days is it's like a raw vegan salad. So it's a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, tomatoes, red onions, and avocado. You really don't even have to put nothing else in it. That's it. Sometimes if I feel like I need to eat a little bit more, or because like I've actually been experiencing like no appetite, but if I feel like I need to eat a little bit more, I'll put some kale in there because I'm trying to make sure that I'm eating enough. Like, that's the worry. The worry is that you're eating enough, because I'm also doing low glycemic. So I was already on a low glycemic diet because that's how you get rid of your cravings. So if you've ever had cravings and you're like, I just can't get my cravings, or like if you're fasting and you're like, it's hard, if you struggle with fasting, if you do low glycemic eating a couple days before you go on your fast, it'll be a lot easier for you to do your fast, by the way. But I mean, I know a fast is supposed to be like sacrificial, like you're supposed to feel like you're sacrificing, but you won't feel it so much as like you're dying, basically, if you do low glycemic eating, which basically means not eating things that spike your blood sugar. So I am on a raw vegan cleanse, but I'm also on a low glycemic raw vegan cleanse because I'm not eating stuff like pineapple. Like, I bought the first pineapple yesterday and I was like, why did I buy this? But my daughter loves pineapple. So pineapple, mango, they're fruits, but they're fruits that are going to spike your blood sugar, meaning that when you eat them, and all fruits are like have a sweetness to them, but it doesn't do the same thing on the inside of you. So with mango and pineapple, what happens is when you eat it, it's sweet and it actually gives you cravings. So you start craving other sweet things. And my lips look so ashy because I haven't put on any lipstick yet, but your body goes, I need sugar. And you go, well, I just eat a little piece of candy or something like that. Or you reach for like a sweet snack to curb that craving. So I just stay away from, I don't care what it is. If it's not low glycemic, I'm not eating it. Like, because I have a really long history with I don't know why I'm stuttering this morning, but I have a really long history with struggling with cravings and struggling with portion control. Portion control has always been super hard for me. I love food. Like, I literally love food. If I could eat for a living, I would do it. I mean, I guess that's what people who are like do mukbang videos on YouTube, I guess that's what they do, but I'm sure they have horribly high blood pressure and deal with lots of health problems because they've eaten a whole lot of food. But if food was a job, I would have the job. If food was a degree, I would have a PhD. I love food and I love eating, and just like, even from different cultures. My mom always says, you're a Peruvian. I've lived in Peru. We lived in Peru. And she always says, you're a Peruvian, because I'm literally willing to taste anybody's culture's food. I partake in all of it. Like, I love food. So I've always had that kind of like toxic relationship, you know, so to say. So I do, and I have since I've been in college, since I got out the house, I go back and forth on these cleanses or these extreme diet changes to kind of reset my body. So like and I've lost weight too. I've lost 40 pounds. I lost 40 pounds before. The last big weight loss drop I lost was 30 pounds. And now I'm like, this is my last weight loss drop because I just had my last kid. I'm not having no more kids. So now I'm like, okay, I can drop the weight and I can keep it off. And now I have a better understanding. Before, when I lost 40 pounds, I didn't really understand. Like, I knew I was working out. I knew I was drinking a gallon of water a day. I was eating on a diet plan, but I didn't really understand the science behind the food. And now I'm getting a better understanding of that. So even when I eat bad, I still eat, bad, quote unquote. I still eat pretty much like low glycemic, like I said. So the one thing I can say though, because this is day 5, and I've been having a lot of like withdrawals. I've been having a lot of headaches. I feel like my body is like purging all the things out. Like even my skin, I have on makeup right now, but even my skin, I've got like raised bumps, not necessarily pimples, but like just raised bump. Like my skin is fighting with itself. And I normally don't have breakouts. Like I don't have breakouts unless I eat foods that are really oily. And when I figured that out, I stopped eating foods that were oily because I would rather look cute than have a bag of chips. So I'm a beauty girl too. But yeah, so I have had a lot of headaches, and that's been horrible. I'm like, it's easy to figure out what to eat because I don't have to cook anything, which I don't do complicated recipes. I literally just have to reach for whatever I like the taste of and just eat it whenever I want to. Like right now, breakfast, I haven't ate it yet. It's raspberries and grapes. Easy. Throw it in a bowl, wash it, leave the house. Like I don't have to worry about stopping nowhere, the Starbucks. I don't have to worry about being late, like trying to get breakfast. Like I don't have to worry about none of that. So it's been a very easy lifestyle, and it's a lot easier than most people make it look like, because when I looked up raw vegan recipes on YouTube, it was everybody with their food processors and blenders out and dehydrators and all that, and I was like, this is too much work for me. Like I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. It is Q4. I normally only work 25 hours a week, but it's Q4, so I'm working 40. I'm working like 30 to 40 hours a week right now. So all my girlies who have a full-time job and have children, it's too much. Like I have a limited amount of energy every day, and I do not want to spend that limited amount of energy I have trying to make a raw vegan recipe with 3 different machines. It's like, no, I don't have time for that. This is supposed to be easy. I'm just right now, I'm literally just feeding my body to sustain, because I'm more focused on other things that are going on in my life. And so the raw vegan cleanse came about two reasons. One, I saw another entrepreneur do it, and she did it successfully for 10 days, and then she went on to do 30 days. And I actually saw her while she was on the raw vegan cleanse. I saw her at a conference, and I didn't even realize she was, now that I think back, I'm like, oh, she was eating raw vegan the whole time. But I saw her at a conference, and it was just something about seeing her like out and like still living her life and still showing up and being in the room and having the energy. Maybe she actually didn't have the energy, I don't know, but it looked like she had the energy. So it was something about like seeing her in the lifestyle, but like be in the lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I could do that. Like I could definitely do that. And then she spoke on it, and she said, it brought her a lot of mental clarity, and I was like, I could use some of that. So I feel like I always get clarity when I fast, and I always get clarity when I take certain things out of my diet. Sugar, carbs, all the stuff that kind of like weighs you down, makes you sleepy, slows you down, like all of that stuff. When I take it out of my diet, I experience mental clarity. I normally only remove it from my diet when I have a specific need. You know what I'm saying? Like I fast when I only have one set fast a year. That's the Daniel's fast at the beginning of the year. So I fast when I need something, basically, which sounds really horrible now that I'm saying it out loud. But I fast when I need something. If I feel like my body is sluggish, I do a reset. I do a cleanse. But now I'm looking at it as more of, I think I need a permanent lifestyle change. Maybe not vegan, but I think I need a permanent lifestyle change. And I'm committing to doing a raw vegan week once a month because I need that clarity. Like if I'm in a place where I'm growing a business, I'm raising children, I'm being a partner to my boyfriend slash baby daddy, and trying to become the best person that I could be, I need to be at my top performance. Like, I need to be at peak performance shape right now, especially if I'm considering myself to be a thought leader. Like, when I talk about myself in my head, I talk about myself like I'm Kobe. Like, I look at myself as Kobe, I look at myself as LeBron, I look at myself as Beyonce. Like, that is the level of excellence that I aspire to be at in my industry. I cannot sing, I cannot play basketball. Do not ask me for no directions. Like, I cannot do it, right? But I want to be the best in my industry, and I'm continually building a legacy. I'm not going to wait till I'm 50 to say, oh, it's time for me to make a legacy move. Like, it's time for me to start putting my... No, every single day, every single breath I take, every single time I show up on social media, every post, every client, every interaction with someone who may or may not be a customer, who cares? I am building a legacy so that when I die, people will be able to say things about who I was and what I did. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. So in order for me to really progress and make the most of my time right now, I need to have the most mental clarity that I possibly can, and I need to be in peak performance shape. So I started asking myself, after the first day of raw vegan cleanse and having the worst headache I've ever had in my life, I literally had the worst headache I've ever had in my life. The night I was crying, I had nausea, I had to turn on the fan and put my face to the fan and fall asleep. Like, I felt like I was going through like a drug withdrawal. Like, it was bad, okay? So, well, what I imagine a drug withdrawal to feel like. But after that night, I started asking myself, like, I'm not in peak performance. Like, how am I, as a NLP certified business and mindset coach, not living my life in peak performance? That's what I do. I help people get to the ultimate version of themselves and show up in the highest form in every single room. How am I not doing that, right? And that includes my eating. So I knew, okay, I got to get control of my eating, because it's not just I'm overweight and I don't like the way I look, which, by the way, influences the way you show up. A lot of y'all not showing up on, I'm saying a lot of y'all not showing up on Instagram, YouTube Live, creating content because you don't like the way you look in such and such dress or such and such outfit. Lose weight. Like, it's easy. It's an easy connector. Put the fork down. And I can say it aggressively like that because I had to tell myself, put the fork down, sis. Like, I had to tell myself that. If you keep pushing off, and I literally did this, if you're going to keep pushing off brand pictures and getting your website revamped and speaking at events and going out to places because you feel like you can't fit anything in your closet and you don't want to order the next size up, then you need to go get on a treadmill. Like, that's where we are at this point. So I had to have that real conversation with myself. I'm not in peak performance. Even if I was still overweight, I still wouldn't be in peak performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, mentally, I'm not in peak performance because my thoughts and my mind is crowded, because my body is working so hard to process the sugar that I'm eating. And I'm not really a junk food eater, but I still wasn't eating for my body. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't eating for my body type. But my body is working so hard on just processing the food that I can't even string a thought together. I can't even remember something that somebody told me yesterday. Like, that, by the way, for all of y'all who say, I just have a bad memory, I just can't remember people's names, that's a lack of mental clarity, and it may be coming from what you're eating. It is a possibility that it's coming from what you're eating is influencing your ability to use your brain. Like, it's that simple. It's that straightforward. So I definitely feel like I've gotten a lot of mental clarity. I do still have headaches, and for some reason they come at night, but they're definitely not as bad as day one. Day one was horrible. Day two was, it was kind of bad too. Last night was more manageable. But I'm still getting the headaches, and I looked it up and it said it actually takes 3 or 4 weeks for your body to get used to raw vegan and like for your, or vegan in general, and for your body to like start responding to you only eating vegan. So like I'm not even really getting any benefits right now, other than I am getting some benefits. I do feel like seriously an increased mental clarity. Also, I don't get sleepy in the middle of the day anymore, which is a whole nother thing. But I do feel that. But science says that my body is not really going to adapt for another 3 or 4 weeks. But I only have intentions of doing this for 10 days. I'm going to see how I feel on day 10. I feel like this has been super easy for me. Like it has made my life so much easier. Even as much as like if I have client calls, sometimes I'm trying to like cook and eat in between client calls and da 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 da. Now I just grab some grapes, go to the kitchen, grab some grapes, go back to my desk, eat my grapes. Like I have enough time to like do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not spending a whole lot of time like planning my meals out. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain because I know that you do have to prep. You know what I'm saying? Like you do have to prep, but like I can prep. If I'm going to make a meal, like if I'm going to make a salad, at that same time, I just prep like 4 or 5 more salads. And that lasts me, you know, I did that on day 1. I just finished the last salad. So it's been very easy for me. But also I will say this, I have not been very exposed. We went out to eat the day before yesterday, and I had a strawberry salad with raspberry vinaigrette, house made, so they made it there, raspberry vinaigrette. So that was cool. It was different. I don't really eat fruit on my salad, but I was like, let me try something different because I only had a couple of options being raw vegan. So I had that out to eat. My partner is not here right now. He's traveling, and I normally do cook for him and the kids, so I haven't had to worry about that. And my kids, okay, so the thing about my kids is that they eat whatever I eat. You know, when you have kids, they just want to eat off your plate, quite honestly. Even if you give them food, they want to eat your food. So it's been pretty easy with the kids because they just eat. If I'm eating fruit, they eat it. If I'm eating peppers and guacamole, they eat it. The only difference is I will make them like some chicken nuggets, or they had spaghetti day 1 that I had made the day before. So they had some spaghetti, but I just put chicken nuggets on the side of it. Like they're cool. They're good with that. And then they ate out at the restaurant. So it's been pretty easy for me lifestyle wise. It's just the headaches, man. I'm like, when are these headaches gonna go away? And I need to drink more water because I was cramping yesterday. My legs were cramping yesterday. I was like, oh, I must be dehydrated. So just trying to focus more on like drinking water and eating enough. Like I have to be eating enough. But let's hit the sleep, and then I have one more thing to say that I'm going to try out during this 10 days. So the sleep thing. I used to be the queen of the nap committee. I'm the president of the nap committee. I built my entire business model around being able to take a nap in the middle of the day because that's how important my sleep is to me. And I get my 8 hours at night, but I still need my midday nap. But I have noticed over the last 4 days, I don't get sleepy in the middle of the day anymore. Interesting. I do not get sleepy in the middle of the day anymore. So I'm wondering if maybe something I was eating, and I wasn't eating a ton of carbs, and I wasn't eating a ton of like heavy food anyways, because I was kind of on like I told you, I was on a low-glycemic diet, which is like no rice as well, before I started this raw vegan cleanse. So it must have been something else I was eating that was slowing my body down. Because when you get sleepy, that's because your body is like, it needs a rest. Like you need to sit down, you need rest because you're overworking your body. So if you are at your desk all day and you get sleepy at your desk, something's wrong, right? Like your body is overworking doing something. Okay. And sometimes it's, hey, I'm working, I've been getting a lot of work done, I'm tired, because your brain is working, right? It could be any part of your body, but that's something to take note of. So last but not least, what I'm going to do, because I am on day 5, I am still experiencing those headaches. I'm trying to make sure I'm eating enough and keeping up with that. What I am going to do is I'm going to go get an IV hydration drip. Now, I've actually, this is real crazy. I've never gotten an IV hydration drip before, but I've had multiple VIP clients, like high ticket clients, that do IV hydration drip, and I just never got one. Like, I could have easily went and got one, right? But I just never did. So I am wanting to go do that because I think that is going to help with the headaches. I'm thinking that something is happening, not just water and not just me withdrawing, but I'm thinking I need to not just take stuff away, but I need to add vitamins back in. And I think it would be really cool to vlog as well. There's an IV hydration drip place like right by my house. So I'm gonna go get a drip. Probably, what's today, Friday? I don't know. Maybe later today I can go get a drip. So I'm gonna go get one of those. I'm gonna let them know I'm vegan and I'm having headaches and raw vegan having headaches. And we'll kind of see if that influences. I think I can get it done today because then I can give you guys some feedback tomorrow on if that helped or not. But I feel like that's something I need to integrate. If I'm gonna do this once a week, then I need to also integrate that into it just to make sure I'm getting those vitamins, and maybe even also order some vitamins. I'm not a vitamin girl. I don't like vitamins. I feel like I should just be able to eat what God gave us on the earth and be okay. Why do I have to now take this additional supplement? I feel like it's too much work. Y'all see what I mean when I say I'm the laziest raw vegan? I am the laziest raw vegan. So, yeah, I would literally slice up a tomato, put salt and pepper on it and eat it. Like, because I just love food. So, yeah, that's my update. That's where I am. I definitely encourage you to do it, especially if you're trying to get clarity. I know we're coming to the end of the year. It is a very busy season. Busy seasons, I feel like, are the best seasons to eat healthy. Both times when I lost a lot of weight, it was at this exact same time period of year. Like, it was Q4 that I lost the weight, because during this time period, I try to eat. Number one, I try to eat as healthy as possible because I know I'm going to go in on Thanksgiving. Like, I know I'm going to go crazy on Thanksgiving. I know I'm going to go crazy like the days after that with all the leftovers, and I know I'm going to go crazy on Christmas. So I make sure all the other days that I eat healthy and I'm saving up all my calories. But also because I have to be at peak performance, because this is the time of year that demands the most out of me physically, and I need to be on my game. And I treat my business and I've always treated my work ethic like I want to be the best. I want to be the champion. I want to be first. I'm highly competitive. Like, that's how I've always treated it. So now I'm looking at it in a more serious way, I guess. So I highly recommend it if you're looking to get clarity. It is definitely going to give you clarity. You are probably going to go through some side effects, especially if you have been actually eating like mac and cheese, dairy. Like, I didn't have dairy for a couple weeks either beforehand. I still had withdrawals. So if you're eating like dairy and carbs and processed sugars, your withdrawal symptoms may be the same or worse, or maybe you won't have any. I don't know. Everybody's body is different. But yeah, that is my raw vegan day 5 or days 1 through 4 update. Today is day 5. I feel great. Do I look great? I feel great. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.